Hey folks, it's Usama from Cyplinx.com. Today we're going to be installing Elasticsearch in our local machines, and I've opened up elastic.co website. So I'll be going to the ELK. So ELK stack, which is known as Elasticsearch, is what we are looking for. So I'll click this link, and it's giving us two options. Either we can download on our local machines, or we can, have a trial in a cloud. So if you don't have enough resources or you don't really want to install on your local machines, you can have, a trial on the cloud. So it's a great, opportunity without getting, your hands or your machine boggled down. So I'll download I'll go to the download page. So today we're going to be installing Elasticsearch and Kibana only. So Logstash is no longer required in our scenario. So I'll go ahead and download the Elasticsearch. I'm going to, it's all the easy process mentioned on the website. It's no rocket science. So my platform right now, I'm using Fedora 39, which is the latest one. So as I'm using Linux and my system is Intel based, so the architecture will be x86 64. So Ubuntu and Debian's based distributions should go with the apt-get, but the Fedora and the Red Hat based system should follow the DNF package manager. So there are two options: either we can download it manually or we can go with the package managers. The package managers are the recommended method, because if there is an update or security patch, you get the updates automatically, or maybe semi-automatically. So there are currently two streams which are being developed for Elasticsearch. The one is version 7 and the other is the 8. We'll be using the version 7. The reason is that the 7 is more mature and has been in the market for the longer period of time. The 8 is the new one, has the new features. But the thing is that if you stumble upon some problems or may face some slowdowns, so you can have a larger community support for version 7. So I'll be following this first step. It says that create a file called this in this directory. So I'll open up my terminal, and for that, because etc is a system directory, for that reason I'll be using sudo command. Sudo is for like using or giving the root privileges or the super user privileges. So in order to create the file in the system directory, so I'll be using the GNOME text editor. You can use Nano, VI, or Beam, whatever you like, but this GNOME text editor is GUI based and it's easy for the beginners. So like it's the etc yum repos.d, and now the name of the file. So either it's up to you, but you can name your file. I have to name I'll be using my file as elastic.repo. I'll tell you why I'm using this name. So these upper two lines are not really functional. It's just for your own management. The functioning part starts from here, the base URL. So copy from here, Control C, and paste here. So if you see, everything is same up to enabled. So I have set the enabled flag to 1, whereas in the documentation it says enabled is equal to 0. Why is that? Because if you set it enabled flag to 0, it means that it's disabled. So you have to type this extra part in order to make it enabled. So I have made it enabled already, so that I don't have to type this one, and the rest is the same. So I Control S in order to save it, and now I can sudo dnf install elastic. So in order to install it, you have to update your repository first. So sudo dnf update will make sure your repositories are synchronized, so new packages can be installed and downloaded. Sudo dnf. Now I can type in sudo dnf install Elasticsearch. I have already installed it, so it's a big package, so it should not take more than maybe 10-20 minutes, and I can install Kibana as well. So in order to install Kibana, you can go 2 or 3 pages back, go to Kibana and download. Once again, the same procedure. It says you to create the Kibana repo and this one. I'll tell you why you don't want to create, or you may not need to create the newer repository in the in the directories. So why is that? I'll tell you. See, these are the exact same base URLs. These base URLs are exact same, so this means it is the same repository. So if you don't have installed Elasticsearch already, or you only want to install Kibana, then you have to create this repository. So we have already installed the repository, this one, so we don't need to create it again, as it is the same repository. That's why I named it to the Elastic, not the Elasticsearch when I named it. Okay, so yes, I can type in the sudo dnf Kibana and it will tell me that it has already been installed. Now I need the squid proxy sudo dnf install squid. I have already installed it, and the next thing is that I have to follow along with the documentation. So in order to now that you have installed Elasticsearch and Kibana, you can start the services. Sudo systemctl start, or maybe I have to check my status first, because I have Elasticsearch sudo system spanning Elasticsearch and Kibana .service. Kibana is not running, I guess. Kibana is running. Okay, so both of my packages are running, and let's check out for squid again. So squid is also running. So I have I have to configure my system to use the proxy. It's such a yes, my proxy is enabled, and it's all the traffic is routed from squid proxy. The squid proxy by default listens on 3128 port. Now all my traffic is going through squid proxy. If I can show you sudo systemctl stop squid.service, my internet will be killed because I'm using squid proxy, and all my traffic has to go through squid proxy. It's taking some time. Maybe I can empty cache and hard reload. Okay, let it just complete first. Now it's completed. See, I can no longer access internet. Now if I restart it again, start squid service, now I can access my internet. Yes, it is working once again. So if you want to make any changes to the configuration of either Elasticsearch or Kibana, these are present in etc. For Elasticsearch, it will be in etc Elasticsearch Elasticsearch.yml. My bad, I made the wrong spelling. Elasticsearch See, this is the configuration file, and you can change accordingly. Today I'm going to use it in its default configuration, so no longer I don't have to change any configuration in here. And the next thing is I have installed Kibana, so etc kibana dot yml. And if you want to make changes and you don't know what these lines are, or you want to have your own set of changes, you can always follow the documentation. So the configuration is for Kibana is in kibana.yml, and for Elasticsearch is in elasticsearch.yml. And yes, so I'll check whether my Elasticsearch is running. So Elasticsearch by default is running on port 9200. So if you see this message, it means it's running. If you don't see any message, then it means there is some problem. And in order to access Kibana by default runs on port 5601. So if you see this page, then this means it's running. First of all, what I do is that I go to the stack management, then I go to the advanced settings, and I change the theme here, because the black theme is easy on the eyes. So if you have to spend a lot of time in order to and to get the gist of Elasticsearch. It's quite a big system. Now I have squid in place. My all the traffic is going through the squid proxy. The logs are being generated. Now I want these logs in my Elastic Stack. So what I do is that I click on add integrations, and I'm going to search for integrations here. So I have to search for squid. So there are squid logs. See, collect and pass log from squid servers with file bead. So this means that we're going to use the file bead. So we are using three components of Elastic Stack right now. The one is Elasticsearch for the as a database, and one is Kibana, which is like acting as a front end, and the other is the beads. The beads are the data shippers. So the bead should be installed where the log file is being written. So as all of the work is being done on my single system, so I have been installing beads in the exact in this local machine. So if you have a dedicated squid server, so this a particular file beat or squid integration should be installed on that server. So I'll copy this command and open up terminal and paste it. I have already downloaded it, so I don't need to do it again. And this command will install. This one downloads it. The first one downloads it, and the other one installs it. So I have Fedora, that's why I'm using in SRBM. If you have Ubuntu or Debian base, so you will use this one, and if you have Windows, then you will use this one for the Mac. This one. Okay. Now the second step, I have to modify this file if there is any changes need to be made. If I have different set of layout or structure of my network, I'll go sudo gnome text editor /filebit.yml. Okay, yes, I have made changes to it. Okay, what did I change? I set it to the disabled. This what it does, this is by default this path is included. I don't want to get all the files from my my local machine into the Elasticsearch. So that's why I get it out and enable it and made it to the and disabled it. So set the enable flag to the false. I only want squid logs in my Elastic Stack. So I made this change and saved it and close it. And yes, here it is telling. Now you have to type in this command in order to make the squid module enable. So you'll type this and press enter, and then you have to modify this file. So this is the important part where you have to make a little bit of changes. So what I do is that sudo no text editor. So as you know, the squid file, the squid server writes the logs in a file. So our input method would be a file. We can take TCP, or we can take UDP, or we can take file. So file is where the data is being written, and this is where we have to show, we have to tell where the file is located, where the log from the log from where we have to take the logs. So this is the path of the squid file log. So I have put in the file and saved it. So make sure you enter these settings very carefully, as it is a YAML format, so it is very case sensitive, and indentations and spacing also matters. Okay, so we have made the changes, and then we have to run these commands. So it will take some time. You can run it, and you can then check the data. If the data is received, then you'll get the green arrow, a green checkbox, and the green banner. So it tells you your data is being received successfully. So how can we check that our data is being received? We can go to the Discover tab. As we're using the FileBit module, so it will show this data here. So let me check if right now if I access a new website like GrabZone Security, it should pop up here. It may take some time, like maybe delay of 2 or 3 seconds, because it's in real time. My system is not that powerful. I only have 8 gigs of RAM, and right now it must be struggling. See that my RAM is all filled up, and my swap memory is also. I can make it to refresh, auto refresh every 4 seconds. See, now it pops up. And if you can either zoom in on this, and you can expand it and do it whatever you like. Okay, so last 15 minutes. You can choose any fields from here. Just show the data from here. See, you can do whatever you want. Source IP, because it's coming from my cache. Okay, we can go to quality.org. Let's see if it's all up here. See the quality.org. So data is being fetched in real time. So half of our work is done here. Now I can go to the dashboard, and I can create a new dashboard, and I can create a visualization. Here I can select the data is read from the FileBit, so I can use anything that I want from here, like maybe destination IP, and vertical axis, like it should be count. So it is telling me about how many times this IP address has been visited. So it's being also updated in real time. And this is how you can make your own custom dashboards. I have already made one, and it is saved in dashboard, IP data dashboard. So this one shows destination IPs, count of records, site visited by hosts, and count of records. So this is, it's up to you. It's very customizable and very, very versatile. So it's up to you. So this is it for today's video. If you need anything, or maybe if you have any questions, you can ask in the comments. Till next time, bye bye.